Alright, so in this video, we're going to talk about motorcycles and family. Let's check it out. Alright, what is going on YouTube? FXDLS Brooklyn is back in the building. And yeah, I just had a beautiful moment out here as we approach Big Sky, Montana. Look at this beautiful American picturesque beauty. Oh my god. And one of the things that makes it so beautiful is that I'm doing this with my dad right now. And that's something I dreamed about doing as a kid. And again, I don't like to, get too personal in these videos. I say that all the time, but, in regards to getting personal, like, riding motorcycle is a big part of that. Is still riding with my dad. That's how it started, and that's what it still is now, like 6 years later. And it's been the iron bond of our relationship, definitely in my adulthood. And me and my dad have always done stuff together like this throughout our lives. For a long time as a kid, even into adulthood, it was tournament level paintball was something we did. We played paintball together. And then I got into motorcycles. And now it's motorcycles. But yeah, we've always done stuff together, and I probably took it for granted when I was a kid with the paintball thing. Like, you don't know when you're a kid, that's just, you think that's normal. Like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be spending time with my dad. But most of my friends don't have that sort of relationship with their parents. So it puts a lot in perspective of just how lucky I am and how fortunate I am to do these motorcycle trips with my dad. He's 60. He's not getting any younger. But I'm also grateful for the fact that he had kids at a pretty early age, man. Early 20s. Because now, he's got, as he gets into better shape, he's eating right and everything, he's got a bunch more of these trips in him, right? So in terms of my family relationship, especially with my dad, riding motorcycles that's been our glue, man. Like, that's been definitely something that enhances our relationship. And also just enhances riding for me like nothing else. Like, I never have as good of a time on my bike as I do when I'm with my dad right now. And it's like, we had a beautiful moment just there where I hit him up on the Lexan unit and paged him in. And I was like, hey Dad, this is kind of crazy, man. We're like riding into Big Sky, Montana. And I remember, a couple winters back, we were sitting there watching like an Anthony Bourdain episode where he goes into Montana, and we were just talking to each other and watching that while the snow is falling and being like, man, how sick would it be to ride motorcycles? And then here we are years later, and we're actually doing it right here in this moment. And to me, it's just, that's a beautiful thing. And this one might make you tear up a little bit, but I love that every time we are direct connected through the Lexan, and we pair off to say like, all right, let's focus on the riding, enjoy the ride. He always says I love you, and there's not too many people that I say that to. There's a lot of people who generally don't say that to anyone, but my dad is one person that I legitimately love, and it's a nice way to leave off of a call while we're doing this insane activity. And yeah, you all know that. Like, you all know the road captain pretty well at this point in my YouTube career. We should mic him up now that he's wearing a Simpson full face. I'd love to hear him narrate rides like this, right? But yeah, I make the video because if you do have the opportunity to ride with a family member, obviously go out of your way to do it. Because, there was a moment where I was just gonna do this trip with Bong Asphalt up here, and the idea was like, yeah, we'll do it. We ride the same speed, we're gonna ride the same daily mileage, we're gonna knock out the 1Ks in 1 day, so we're gonna do it. But then I sacrificed that, and I sacrifice that extreme riding to ride with my dad, because you know he'll don't get me wrong, I could probably get him to do maybe 1K in a day. Like we did a couple high mileage days already where we're looking at 800 or more miles, but he's not trying to, you know, do extreme riding like that, where if it was probably me and Bong Asphalt, we'd probably do that. But I will gladly make the sacrifice. Like I don't need to do that. I don't need to be ripping and hard riding around these twisties. You know, I'd rather just enjoy my time coasting with my dad while I can, because to me that's kind of more important than just racking up the miles to say I did it, or just flying around the twisties at high speeds just to be able to do it. It's more important to just ride, man. And that's kind of like a important revelation that I had on this particular trip, because on trips past, I think I mentioned this before, but like I would get frustrated riding behind my dad and the Scorpion, who are on packed out baggers, so it's got a lot more weight. They're not bikes that are being meant to be thrown around into a twisty like a Dyna. And I would just pass them, and I would go and do my own thing and start like ripping twisties for however many miles ahead. Then I would just wait for them. And again, looking back at that footage, I didn't, you know, feel too good about doing that. You know, I'd rather just whatever speed we do, I'd rather just stay together with these guys and stay together with my dad and enjoy moments like we're enjoying right now in Big Sky Country, because this is never gonna come again. This moment will never come again. So I'm seizing it right now, and I'm enjoying it with every ounce of my soul. So I encourage you all, if there's an opportunity to ride with your family members, right? I would love to get my brother on a motorcycle. You know, the story that I never tell is, you know, a long time ago, back before I had any interest in motorcycles, he was starting to get into it to the point where he actually went and got a Class M license. But my mom was so mad about it that she wouldn't let him ride, only to have years later me just kind of not caring about that and hopping on motorcycles anyway with my dad. And by that point, he's starting a family. He had lost interest at that point. But I wish I could get him on a motorcycle, because it'd be really special to do these trips with him too, you know. But yeah, if you can, you know, whether it's your dad, your mom, a sibling, cousin, anyone, I would argue that motorcycles and family go together like mornings and coffee, man. But that's my 2 cents on this one. You know, you all know that this channel started very much as a family-oriented channel with family-oriented rides, you know. And it's important to me, you know. I come from an Italian heritage, and family is a very important part of that. That's just the way it is. But you all tell me, like, what's your situations, you know? Do you get to experience motorcycling with your family members? What's it been like for you? Because again, I highly encourage it, man. Highly encourage it. But on that, we're going to roll into these giant hills out here in Big Sky Country. Absolutely living the dream right now. Thank you for riding with us. I hope you guys are enjoying this trip. As always, stay safe out there. Stay low. Maintain a positive mental attitude, whether you're riding with family or not. Listen to the Bad Brains. And on that, FXDLS Brooklyn is out.